right? So I shared that, right, and those events, because that pretty much kind of explains my post. Like in my post, I said that, you know, mentioned crippling depression and a sense of helplessness, and that's something that I did not realize that I was, I guess, depressed. As stupid as that, or that I have been depressed. As stupid as that sounds, I don't know. I was just like, well, I don't know. Just feel like I don't deserve happiness, so I'm just gonna not go to this event. I'm not going to hang out with my friends. I'm just gonna stay home. I'm not going to allow maybe this person that wants to get to know me to come into my life. And then sometimes I would be like, all right, man, today's gonna be the day that we're gonna change all that shit. And I would let people in, or I would try to get to know people, and then a week or two might be like go by, everything is great, and then my mind is like, yeah, you told yourself that you don't deserve this, so then what do? I slowly start pulling away, and I did that a lot, and I absolutely fucking regret doing that because I lost 7 years of my life. These are, I can't get that time back at all, at all. um I've lost making memories with friends, with family, just because of my inability to just forgive myself, because I felt like I didn't deserve happiness, and we all deserve it, right? We all deserve to be loved and to love, and I've known that. I've known that, right? It's not like this epiphany that I just had yesterday or a week ago. Like, I've known this shit, but I just felt, or I thought, that I was the one that didn't deserve that, right? Like, I was that asterisk, that was like, nah, dog, this shit ain't for you. and and yeah, that just basically took a life of its own, right? I stopped going out. I became a homebody, and anyone that actually knows me from, you know, my early 20s and all that, like, I used to love going out. I used to love, hanging out with friends. I was the first one to ask, what we were doing this weekend, like on a Wednesday. Um, and yeah, I just turned into this person that just didn't want to leave their house for anything, right? Or that would just rather be home, and sometimes that would be used against me, right? So yeah, but I've lost 7 years of my life for something very stupid, for something that I knew how to fix, but I didn't fix. And this year, man, this year was the first year that I truly, like, felt happy, right? That I found love, that it was just, this year was an amazing year for a lot of reasons, and then this year was the shittiest year, for a lot of reasons too, right? But yeah, I was introduced to to happiness again this year. I was introduced to love again this year, and that shit was rad, right? Like, loving someone, being loved by someone, being happy, like, that was cool. That was amazing. And but because I just wasn't able to forgive myself and all of that, I slowly started kind of like shutting down inside again, and I saw myself slipping, and I was not trying to, and I put I put all of my energy into this, and then I just started losing the grip of it, and then yeah, and then I just started kind of slowly pulling away and pushing away, and then I just made a very unhappy environment. Not that I was trying to, right? But yeah, I just kind of fell back in that behavior, and it was super shitty. And then when, like that love, that affection, that happiness was removed, I was like, holy fuck, what have I done? And I did everything humanly possible to get that back, right? And some of you guys may have seen those efforts, and I don't regret any of those efforts, right? Even though it didn't work out, I don't regret displaying that at all, because I wanted that, like I genuinely wanted that, and I did not care who saw it, because why care? And yeah, just obviously the damage was done, and that was that. And I don't fault anyone for walking away or removing themselves, because you have to save yourself, right? You have to realize what you could put up with, and yeah, who wants to be with a miserable fuck, right? So, this event this year was the wake-up call that unfortunately made me realize, like, dude, you've been pretty self-destructive, like, for 7 years, and if you don't do something about it now, I don't know if you're gonna ever be able to, like, come back. And yeah, I just decided that I could no longer live like that, right? That I could no longer, like, hate myself. Um, that I could no longer, like, not be happy, because I was shown happiness and love, and fucking dig it, right? And that's what I want in my life. And but yet I'm the one that ruined it. So obviously I told myself I can't do that. And I've finally been able to forgive myself, right? Because these last 2.5, maybe 3 weeks have been extremely transformative for me. And I feel like I've made way more progress in these last maybe 3 weeks than I have in the last 7 years. And yeah, I mean, obviously there's still some work to do, but decided to forgive myself, and I have decided to accept love from friends, from family, just in the most general sense. And I have decided to be there for people, be there for my friends, hang out with friends. Like, holy fuck, like, can't remember the last time that I've hung out with friends for like 2 consecutive weekends, and I've done that already. And I know, right? That's pretty stupid and pathetic, but that's just kind of the type of environment that I created for myself, where it's like, all right, dude, we could hang out this weekend, but I'm gonna need a break for like fucking 6 months, and yeah, so and I have also been shown like how kind people can be, and I mean, I've had so many people reach out when I made that post, and like I love every single one of you guys for it, right? And I mean, whether it was you actually messaging me like, hey man, is everything cool? Like, yo, I'm here, let's go grab a beer, or if you just send me like an emoji, like all of that meant a lot to me, right? Because you didn't have to do that, but you did it. And you know, whether it was just to show like support, and um or whether or not you just were like, hey dude, let's go do something, like all of that meant a lot. And it made me realize that like I'm obviously not alone, that I do have people in my corner. And some of some of you guys have actually surprised me, because I did not expect that from you. And I have, you know, relied a lot on friends these last 3 weeks. And the ones that I have relied on, and the ones that have been there for me, like I don't know if I could ever thank you enough for it. You know, like about a week and a half ago, or a week ago, I don't know, the days have kind of just blended together. I I couldn't be home, right? I just for the reasons themselves don't necessarily matter, but I just couldn't be home. So I hit up a friend of mine, and that friend literally took me in for almost a week. And yeah, was not expecting that, but I finally asked for help. And so glad that friend was there, you know. It just reminded me of like of the people in my life that actually care, and that are willing to be there for me. And I've been very fortunate not to lose these people, even though I've been pretty shitty to them for 7 years and all of that. And yeah, I can't thank them enough for being there for me. Uh, and you know, I've decided that I have to start living life, right? That I can't sit here and hate myself anymore, and wallow alone. A friend of mine actually yesterday when we were talking, you know, uh, he said something that, you know, we both started laughing, but it's true. He said, you know, there are no awards for being the most depressed, you know, um, and it's true. Like like no one's gonna stop living their lives for you. So why are you stopping living your life for someone, you know? And that's not to take a jab at anybody or anything like that, right? That's just what we have to do, right? And we're with someone, or whatever the case may be, and you know, shit doesn't work out and it's a failure, and you're hurt by it. Cool. I mean, yeah, absolutely, you know, deal with those emotions, you know, get over it at your own pace, or do what you have to do to get over it, but get over it and move on with your fucking life, you know. And I just felt like I couldn't do that. Not because I was holding on hope or anything like that for that person to come back, because fuck no, that was not it. It was just, I just couldn't forgive myself. So I stopped living my life, right? And that's why my brother was like, you know, there are no awards for being the most depressed, and or for showing like, hey man, I've been depressed for this long, and yada yada yada. Because you have to live your own life. You have to do what you need to do. So that's exactly what I decided to do. I decided to start living my life unapologetically now, and be happy, you know, and obviously learn from my mistakes. And you know, my most recent catastrophic failure, you know, really fucking sucked, and I was hoping for the best, and it just did not work. And just got to learn from it, and move on, right? And I've already think I've made a lot of strides in what I need to do to just kind of move on, and just be happy. So you know, I don't know, for the people that may have been following me for a very long time, or that actually know me, you're gonna see, I don't know, someone different, and who you're gonna see is actually who I am, you know. A very positive individual that likes to laugh and do dumb shit sometimes, and and likes to love and likes to be there for people and all of that. Am I still gonna clown on you? Absolutely. Like that's not gonna stop, right? I mean, but yeah, I'm just taking a different approach to life, the approach that I should have. Um, so for people that watch this and may be going through something like this or something similar, um, don't be like me. Don't waste any more time in whatever may be bothering you, because before you know it, 70 years have passed by and you have really nothing to show for it. And you realize that can't get that time back, and you obviously can't sit there and be upset about it, right? The only thing you could do is basically start living life from like going forward, and that's what I'm going to do now. And I'm trying my hardest now to just reconnect with people, friends, family, and just trying to reconnect with life. Actually, just living life. Still very uncomfortable in some instances. Now I hug people, which was a very, very non-Rogelio thing to do. I just didn't hug people because a hug meant caring for someone, and that shit was just weird. So if I ever did hug someone, I would just one arm the bitch. You know what I mean? Because if I use two arms, and that's just way too much like emotion and love. So some things are still a little weird. Now I tell people that I love them, like, which I know is stupid, right? But now I tell family that I love them. I tell my friends that I love them. Dumb shit like that. That should not be hard to do is hard for me. And yeah, it's just don't be me, man. Don't hate yourself for whatever you did. Just don't. Because you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret not letting things go. Obviously, things take time, right? And you have to process things, and that's cool. Like, we all need to do that. That's a very healthy thing to do, right? If you need to go to therapy, cool. Shit, I did it, and I'm doing it again. So it's like, it's just, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't stop living life. Don't stop living life, pretty much, because you do yourself the biggest injustice you can, and yeah, for the friends and family members and anybody else that I may have pushed away, that I know I pushed away, man, I'm genuinely sorry for ever doing that. Obviously trying to fix those things and make amends, and for the people that want to be in my life that I pushed away and may have hurt, I generally was not trying to do that at all. But yeah, so don't be me. Still working through some shit, obviously. But yeah, no, I definitely have a positive outlook now on things, and I have not had a positive outlook on things for a very, 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 very long time. So, and even my friends see it, which actually that's super reassuring. Actually, when I hang out with my friends and the way I talk about things in general, like they see the change, or some of the changes that I've done. So that's obviously very reassuring, and I'm using that momentum to just keep going forward, and yeah, so no, just I hope whoever sees this, if you've decided to watch this, that it helps you. If you're going through something similar, or if you know someone that's going through something similar, maybe you could help them some way, somehow. Or if you just saw this to get a better understanding of who I am, because maybe I don't know, maybe I displayed some shady behavior towards you. Not that it makes it any right, but maybe you understand me a little bit better. And if I could do anything to help anybody, whether I know you or not, like, I am actually willing to help people. I think I need to pay it forward, because I would hate to see other people in my position, or anything like that. So yeah. I don't know what else to say here. So whoever saw this, thank you.